But somebody here drives a white Denali, and it's blocking differently. Would you make your way forward so you can talk about our lovely, lively Tuesday?
Real hard for me. It's been a few years. My daughter had a wreck in the same curve. She is alive today. She is not 100%. I don't wish this on nobody. I wish that when I talk to somebody about this road condition, that it would have got taken care of way back then. We probably wouldn't be here today, I hope. What I want to ask is, why is the road the way it is? Why is the shoulder the way it is? I think the shoulder, inexperience, and speed have 100% to do with these wrecks. And I can't put one more than the other. I really wish somebody would really look into it a little bit harder than they have already. And that's pretty much all I want to say right now. Okay, this will be short. There's 5 curves on this road. 2 of them tell you to slow down to 15 miles an hour, going from the bridge up this way. 2 different curves tell you to slow down to 10 and 15 going the other way. 15 years I was in the fire department. Had a lot of high-speed driving skills taught to me. I cannot do that road at 35 miles an hour, wet or dry, in those curves. And y'all have stated on the road to do 35. That needs to be fixed. That needs to be fixed. I have every sign that you have on those roads right here on this piece of paper if you'd like to see them. Not all of them's marked. And there is marking saying 35. Y'all can't do it. I can't do it. Nobody can do it.
She, February 13th, 7 years ago, lost her life in that same spot on her way home from church. So,
Well, here we have another one that I apologize I didn't know about.
Leslie Kitson, her parents are over there.
Thank you, the Kitsons. Thank you for
7 years
coming.
ago, February 13th, on her way home from church, she lost her life in that same spot. She wasn't speeding.
Hello? She doesn't have the microphone. She, okay.
This was our baby right here. She was 19 years old when she died 7 years ago, and same spot, same curve. And now I've driven that road too, like the gentleman was saying. The shoulder, I have come out and overcorrected, but I didn't spin out. I guess it's because I was more experienced. But like her, I died. That's what happened. It's slick road.
So guys, we'd like to turn the mic. We're going to have more and more children driving. What can we do to work with y'all? How can we solve this? We're going to turn the mic over to Commissioner Craig Doyle at this time.
Roselle, thank you for putting this meeting together. And to all the families, my heart goes out to each and every one of you. I'm a father too, 3 kids of my own, so believe me, it's home really hard. I regret that there's an accident on any county road, anywhere. I certainly regret that there's a death, and for each of you, I'm very, very sorry. But as a father, I'll tell you that. As your commissioner, what I'll tell you we'll have our county engineer's office come out and do a survey on the entire road. So we've tried diligently to keep the signs up and striping up as best we can. We got about almost 900 miles of road in Precinct 2. It's very difficult to keep it all perfect, but we'll do the very best that we can. And we'll take a look at those shoulders. We'll take a look at the signs. We'll have our engineer's office make recommendations and do anything that we can do to make the road as safe as possible. If you could help us to just put the word out to tell people, please, please, please slow down. It's not just Robert Cemetery Road that's a tough one, and I'm sure some of these officers will tell you later. We've got Honey Egypt Road, we've got Pine Lake Road, we've got Raven Chapel Road. They're all very, very difficult, when it's raining and when it's wet and people are in a hurry. So please, please be mindful of the issues that are out there. We'll do everything we can to make that road as safe as possible, and would ask that you help us remind everyone else to drive as safely as they can. So with that, I guess I'll turn it over to some of the law enforcement individuals here. We'll be glad to work with the Sheriff's Department.
To form, and I've heard of it being done in other counties, could we form like a citizens task force where we have a representative of the community, like this meeting tonight, not that I want to be the one, but we'll have a representative meet with your office and your county engineers, and we can bring those ideas back, and we can work. The only way we can work together is if we have some type of a task force going. Are you open to that?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Ball.
7 years ago, or on that road, just inside that same curve, and nearly killed. Charlie, you know my wife very well. My name's Dan McLean. Yes. Yes. We don't have time for somebody else to get killed while we study this to death. Prove the damn thing.
Okay, sir, please, sir.
I'm sorry.
I understand, but
it's that simple. It's taking all this time.
Okay, but
It's
sir, we
ridiculous.
have to start somewhere, okay? So we're gonna start, we're gonna give the,
Thank you, and I can assure you at the sheriff's office, we're gonna do all that we can to help. Of course, this is a tragic situation for these families, but the bottom line here is, in a tragic situation like this, the most thing that we can be thankful for tonight is that these two girls are Christian girls. And so, let me say, absolutely, along with DPS, Lieutenant Park here is the district commander out here in District 4. Our patrol vehicles have radar on, and when they're up and down this road, certainly if they hit somebody speeding, they're going to stop them and do something with it. Now, from Nickel Sawmill Road to the county line, certainly it's a narrow road. There's a lot of places on this road it's hard to pull somebody off and make a traffic stop. It's dangerous for the people that you're stopping. It's dangerous for the officers and all. But if we can pick some spots there, I've got a traffic enforcement division now with a motorcycle division, and I can assure you we're going to have some of those guys out here. I talked to the traffic sergeant this morning, and advised him of this meeting that we were coming to. So y'all keep that in mind, because there's going to be zero tolerance on this road.
zero tolerance. My husband and I own 600 feet of road frontage on Robert Cemetery, right where the accidents happened. They come around the curve, they hit the straightaway at our house, and zoom. We have 3 driveways. We have talked to law enforcement. We have told law enforcement you can sit in our driveway. You shoot them in one driveway, you pull them over in the next driveway. We don't care. It's going to save lives. So you guys say you can't sit in our driveway. We're giving you permission. Can you sit in our driveway?
We'll be in your driveway. You just give me that address, and you'll see some of our folks out here. We're going to help you all weekend, and bless your heart. Absolutely, you know, we're going to help you all week.
Come on up. And again, I just want to thank all of y'all for coming tonight. I'm just amazed at the support that we have out here, and I think that the county sees that we all want to work together. We're not in an accident, and I get to say hi to you.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Trooper Jonathan Aldridge. I'm with the Texas Department of Public Safety here in Magnolia with the Highway Patrol. I was actually one that worked this last fatality here on Robert Cemetery, along with a lot of other very bad crashes on this roadway. What I wanted to say is that this roadway is not the only roadway in the area that we have problems with, especially when it rains. There's a lot of roadways out here like Butera, Decker Prairie, Rose Hill, Dobbin Huffsmith, Hardin Store, places on Nickel Sawmill like over here by Bainberry that are very slick when it rains, and there's 90-degree curves. And what we have to get across to people is that even though the speed limit says 40 or 50 miles an hour or 35, when we come to a curve, we have to slow down a little bit. That's not saying that it's anybody's direct fault that any of this stuff has happened, but we're going to have to work with the county officials along with the children out here that are learning how to drive, and give them some information to better, prepare them for these situations. Like he was saying, overcorrecting. If you overcorrect, you're going to tend to spin out and you're going to have a problem. So, if you want to put some driving classes together to figure out what we need to do in these kind of situations, then we need to try to do something like that to better, have awareness about what to do in those situations so that we're not spinning all over the place. Now, we're talking about speed limit and running radar on these roadways. The issue that some of us have is that we don't have a lot of law enforcement in this area. There tends to be maybe one trooper, 4 or 5 county deputies, some constables, and Magnolia Police Department and other agencies that are able to work. But at any given time, there's not a lot that we're able to do in one specific area because we have to cover such a large area with such few people. So whenever we do get a chance to come out, we do, but we still have to cover these other areas that are in danger also. But I do feel, sorry for what has happened, and I hope that nothing like that happens again. And whatever we can do to fix it, I think we're going to do it. I think if we work together and not get mad at each other and come together as a community, we'll be able to make a lot more happen. I appreciate your time, and if anybody ever has any questions, I'm out here. I work in the same building, the Constable David Hill building up here. If you want to get with any of the officials, they can get a hold of me. I will have no problem talking to anybody or giving any kind of classes. I have no problem with that because I want to make sure that everybody is safe out here.
They see them, and I can tell you, I'm one trooper. I've got one car, but I believe in the power of one. You're going to see my car on the road.
Accident. I know, guys, but let's let Commissioner Doyle ask. And maybe the trooper too.
Well, the question was about every curve. We just simply cannot. And we can't be done. We put guardrails where there's steep drop-offs, where there's very deep drop-offs. But we'll take a look at those. If there's a need to put a guardrail there, certainly we'll take a long, hard look at that. And if it's necessary, we'll get it up there. We'll have our county engineer's office take a look at it, and if there's design criteria on the curve, I'm sure.
Hockley, this is not Magnolia. Hockley does not have a police force, so please keep that in mind too. Just want to make that point.
She said this is Hockley.
I do realize that y'all are going to have the engineers and everything come out, but that takes time. Is there not some kind of...
in this area, but looking from the outside in.
Okay, he does not live in this area and he does not drive the road, but looking from the outside in.
It seems like some studies have already been made or should have been made by now, and remediation should have been made already in addition.
Yes.
And it's just unimaginable that appropriate action hasn't been taking place in regards to materials, what kind of materials are on that road, whether or not it's grooved, whether or not it's banked properly. All these, it cannot be the speed. Because a lot of the owners around here, are aware of that curve.
Not just that curve. There's several of them that are very big.
And I'll take $10,000 of county money and groove the surfaces of all these curves in about 2 days.
Well, like
About the extension of Nichols Sawmill to help get some of the traffic off of Robert Cemetery Road. A few years ago, we had a bond issue. We purchased right-of-way. There was enough funding to purchase the right-of-way, 150-foot right-of-way from the curve there on Nichols Sawmill, about where the General Shepherd Baptist Church is, down to Mischke Road. Now, the right-of-way is there, but there's no funding to construct the roadway. So what we wanted to do was to buy. I'm sorry.
All the way to Spring Creek.
All the way to Spring Creek, the county line there on Mischke Road. Now, our intent there was to go ahead and purchase that right-of-way today ahead of any new development, so that we're not buying someone's home or business in the future. Now, we've got the right-of-way, still don't have the funding though to construct the road. Now, we mentioned money a while ago. I've got enough money in my budget, my annual budget, to pave about 9 miles of road a year, with about 880 miles of road in my precinct. So you can see that we cannot simply, building a new road of that magnitude. It's just financially not feasible. What we're hoping for is as development occurs, the developers will build sections of that, and then we can kind of fill in those gaps and at some point get this traffic off of Robert Cemetery.
We are not able to get statistics from TxDOT without a lot of time and a lot of patience, but that's in the process for accidents on this road. However, in the meantime, Bob Bagley was very helpful in going through the call logs with our local volunteer fire department and how many calls they have gotten just from, yes, Bob?
It was Montgomery County Hospital District.
Okay, Montgomery County Hospital District.
Right, it was the ambulance. It was the ambulance calls.
The ambulance calls to Robert Cemetery. This does not include people that slid and were able to recover. This does not include people that slid and had their uncle come pull them out. This does not include people that did not need an ambulance, which very often is the case. And I want to remind you what I said in the opening. We just finished a remarkable drought of a year, and our biggest problem is when it rains. 3 and 4 wrecks on a rainy day is not unusual on our road. With that being said, and the lack of rainy days that we have had this last year, our statistic as far as ambulances being dispatched to our road from February of 2011 to February of 2012 was 29, and half of those were transported with suggestively significant injuries. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate your help and your support. And something significant to share and didn't have that opportunity tonight. You would take comfort in knowing that our county officials see you here and for solutions with them. And we're going to work positively forward with you guys, but we are looking forward to seeing marked vehicles on our road.
First of all, what is your name?
Sherry Walker.
Sherry, tell me a little about your daughter. What all happened on this curve?
I'm sorry, I can't hear over all the
Tell me
noise.
a little about your daughter and the incident.
Well, she was 19 years old. She would have been 20 on March 18th. She loved the Lord with all of her heart. She witnessed and ministered to her friends. She left a wonderful legacy. And there's no reason that she should have lost her life on that road that day. Something needs to be done about that road, and it needs to be more than just a Band-Aid fix. It needs to, no other parent should have to go through what we've had to go through.
And your name one more time?
Sherry Walker. I'm Katie Walker's mom.
We're saying hi, Mommy. Yeah.
What is your name?
Teresa Donlin.
Spell your last name for me, sir.
Donlin, D-O-N-L-O-N.
Tell me a little bit about your daughter and what all happened with this and the outcome of this tonight. What do you think about this tonight?
I think there was a little bit more focus on speed, which I think is a great idea, but we need to take care of the road. The road is slick, and we heard from another woman in there who lives in that exact spot that the road is very slick, and especially when it rains. I have personally been in an accident on Robert Cemetery Road on one of the curves, and it was somebody hydroplaned and ran head-on into us. 4 years ago, our daughter hydroplaned and overcorrected her steering, and she ended up in the path of a truck, and that's what took her life, her and Katie Walker's life. Now we know that our daughter is with the Lord Jesus Christ. She was a Christian, she went to church, she was a Sunday school teacher. She was a wonderful, wonderful girl. She was number 3 of our 5 children. We have children ranging from 29, daughter 25, another daughter. Annie was going to be 20 this weekend. And her friends are going to have a barn dance in her honor this weekend to help us get through her first birthday not with us. We have another son who's 17 and another daughter that's 15, and we're just devastated.
How do you, hearing something like this, you've just lost a daughter. The morning, when they called you or came over, how do you cope with something like that?
You don't. When I heard, I'm going to be really honest with you, I was at church. We were getting ready for the father-daughter banquet the next night, so we were cutting up food, and I just thank God I wasn't at home when the troopers told my husband. He came and told me. And the disbelief, it's when you find out your child has died, there's just such disbelief. It took everybody that came, because all our friends found out right away, and they were all coming to the church, and I kept thinking, I don't want to see anybody else because that means she's really gone. But we're 17 days later, and she really is gone, and we know where she's at. That's our comfort. We've raised her in church. She became a Christian as a young little girl, and she was a servant in every way. She was a wonderful girl.
What about her friends and all of it? Have they been helping quite a bit with this? I mean,
They-
through this?
Annie called me and texted me every single day. She called me, Mommy, I'm going to my class, or Mommy, I'm going to the store, what do you need? Or Mommy, I'm on my way home. Annie texted me or called me all day long. Her friends, I start getting texts at 6:30 in the morning. Hi, Mommy, I love you. I hope your day is great. I have no words for the compassion that these young kids have for our family and for me, and how much they loved my Annie. Everybody loved Annie, and Annie loved everybody. She never met anybody she didn't love.